And anybody that fights this guy has an opportunity to not be the same. That's real. And we don't want to take nothing away from what this guy is now. Because when November 9th, which is Sunday, we don't want no one saying differently what they said prior to November 8th. See, you can't have both sides, even though you might want both sides. This man is not threat to anybody. This won't be an easy fight. It might look easy to you. But there's a lot of other things in my life and my career, and I always believe I'm fighting politics. It's just my belief. And I understand that not only I got to beat the man, I got to beat a lot of people. That's the way I operate. And when I go to bed, I know a lot of people go to bed upset. And so, perfect. They're either going to watch me win, or they're going to watch me lose. And that game, I don't mind playing. Because I understand me, and I know me. I don't believe in luck. I don't believe in this is your time, this ain't your time. I believe in whoever brings, they really believe the best of themselves. And understand that they're going to sacrifice whatever they have to do to be victorious, to win. That's plain and simple. That's plain and simple. And that's how I feel.
Do you prefer advance and fighters wait for you,
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because I stopped letting people for many, many years of my life. And this is what wisdom becomes now of age. It doesn't really bother me one way or the other whether somebody root for me or they don't. Like, I'm not controlled by people's opinion about me. When my kids see me, and when my kids can read and write and go to private school for $20,000 a head a year, kindergarten, first grade, not high school. When my family, who I know at the end of the day, when I step through that door, and when time comes, and they look at me with respect of what I've made a path for them to be, that's the only thing that matters. Because if you are dictated or motivated in that part, I'm motivated by what people might do or say or think, but certain things you just can't be motivated by that action because it will never stop. Because no matter who you be, no matter how many people you upset, you're always going to have something else. And so when you're dealing with that scenario, you're dealing with that type of gin, you're wasting your time. But I ain't always think that way. So I must tell you, I've grown too. I ain't always think that way. Because no matter what, there's always going to find some Looney Tune that's going to tell you that wall is not the color that wall is. Because that's how it is. You don't agree, I don't agree, but that's how it is. So you do what you do. And the people that cares and the people that you care about, you leave that legacy. And when it's all said and done, then you let time and what's going on in that time duplicate or beat that record. Because for me to be able to say to everybody in the world that no one expected me not only to become what I became, but they thought I'd be going 10, 15 years ago. So I became the worst nightmare. And the more threat is that I still got my scruples, and I still got my senses, and I still got my intellect, and I still have my swag, as you would say, to be able to articulate and communicate, and now I become a bigger force. See, when you do this, and then out of this, and now you involved in other entities that normally is not the makeup of where we come from, you sort of raise eyebrows and ears, and some would embrace it with love, and some would embrace it with fear. It reminds me of the story I was watching the other day where one slave knew how to read and the other ones didn't. Why did it irritate the masses? Why did they was threatened? Because Fufu could read and Bobo couldn't. So they had to cut him out, which to them was a cancer. Because if he tell he and he their value, you can't devalue them. So when you know your value, whether you're a housewife or a husband, fighter, worker, we know your value, that's what's called negotiations. You can go to the table with confidence and strength. You might not get it in spite of, but at least you know your value. But if I gotta tell you your value, I guarantee you it won't be what you think it is. These are the things they teach at universities. I learned it on the University of Streets of North Philadelphia, right outside that door. And guess what? They don't give you a ribbon and a PhD and a hat. They don't throw their hat up in the air. Bullets, but not hats. It's a whole new different era. And the crazy thing is I tapped into the other world. So now I got both of them. Out there, right? In corporate America. That makes me double trouble. And then I can fight third. That makes me triple trouble. Let me get my work on, so you're gonna watch me sweat at 2.5 more months from 50. Y'all can understand why some of y'all might need to change your damn diet before I come get you.